Good evening, Mayor and council members. Actually, this is a question I have for the attorney, so I'd like to have him answer it for me, if that's all right. And it does concern Pat, and I have to tell you that, Pat, I've admired you from day one, not only as a city council member, but also a member of the JPA board, which we've all attended for many years. So this is nothing against you, but I just want to get clarification from the attorney, because I've heard the meetings I have attended concerning this casino, you have recused yourself, so I'm not sure when, I can't remember when you did, during public comment or only during council discussion. So what is the law concerning recusing himself?
I'll field that one, Sharon, because John has actually advised me that I don't have a conflict of interest. So what I do when I recuse myself is an abundance of caution to not create the appearance of a conflict of interest. So let me explain for you and anyone else listening that wants to know why I do when I do and seemingly don't at other times. So I didn't tonight because technically this is public comment on items not on agenda.
Correct.
Because they're not going to be taking action.
Right.
When I have recused myself, it's been over discussions relative to the development agreement. And to the gentleman's point that spoke just a minute ago about what a development agreement is, it's agreement amongst parties and municipalities that vest certain rights in exchange for other certain entitlements. My wife's ex-husband is a signator to that development agreement. Therefore, she, in her previous life, had ties to that development agreement. I have no financial ties to that development agreement. I have no personal ties to that development agreement, and I stand to not benefit financially from anything related to this project or any other project down there. However, because there is that connection, I find it just cleaner to recuse myself. So in the for the person that mentioned about the meeting earlier tonight, there was no decision by council being made. I did not, I don't forget what the exact words is, but cause to be made or influenced in any way the council on any action related to the development agreement, and we will be taking no action related to that development agreement tonight. So that's why I'm not recused here. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And thank you, Pat. It's just that I'm confused because I can't remember when you left last time, the other times before concerning the casino. So I'm glad you clarified.
I'll give you the history. I voted on the MOU. Because that was relative to a private party agreement between the tribe and the city. And I recused myself at the beginning of every discussion relative to the development agreement, the repeal of the development agreement, the referendum related to the development agreement, anything having to do with the development.
So you can hear the public comments?
Oh, of course.
Oh, so you recuse yourself strictly for during council discussion?
Well, no, I recused myself at the beginning of the item, just because.
Okay. Right, and so that's been confusing to me tonight. Because
I
did not know all these people were going to speak on 10.3.
Neither did I, or else I'd have encouraged them to keep it on the agenda. I could be in the back with my feet up right now.
What's going on here? It's like it's been so confusing. So you'd have to step out all the time. So
let me see if I can clarify, because I think I understand the point of confusion here. As a general matter under conflicts laws, if the matter remains on the consent agenda and is not pulled from the consent agenda, the conflicted council member can stay on the dais as long as he or she does not vote in favor for or against that. They recuse themselves, or abstain, excuse me. And that might be the confusion, Sharon, because you might sometimes see council members, including Mr. Hume, not step away from the dais, but they take a separate vote. If there is discussion on the item, and if there actually is a conflict, I agree with what Councilmember Hume said about whether or not he actually has a conflict. But if there's discussion on the item, the council member is to step down from the dais, step out of the room, and that's why you'll see him do that from time to time. Does that help?
Right. It was just very confusing tonight. So because the council pulled 10.3. So thank you, Pat, for that explanation, and I appreciate you being honorable by doing that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Bill Lashia.